You've probably seen one of those viral gender reveal videos, balloons popping one by one, parents screaming, and then, plot twist, a third balloon nobody was expecting, and the doctor goes, "You better go buy a lottery ticket." Triplets, without any fertility treatment, happen naturally in roughly 1 out of every 8,000 pregnancies. Rare, chaotic, expensive, exhausting, but survivable because today we've got ultrasounds, hospitals, incubators, and a village of nurses on standby. Now delete all of that. No ultrasound, no warning, no idea how many babies are coming until, well, they just keep coming. That was reality for basically all of human history. So today we're asking, what actually happened when ancient women had triplets? Spoiler, it's a story with real archaeology, real survival math, and yes, a genuinely dark twist. Let's get into it. Let's start with something real, not a legend, an actual archaeological discovery. In 1989, archaeologists excavating an ancient cemetery in Baldock, England, found the skeleton of a woman buried around AD 70 during Roman Britain. She was laid carefully on her side, and right behind her shoulder they spotted something small, the bones of a newborn baby. Sad, but not unusual for the time, childbirth deaths were tragically common. Then they kept cleaning the grave. Between her hips, they found a second baby, stuck the wrong way around, what's called a breech birth, which is exactly the kind of complication that, without modern medicine, could easily kill a mother. Then, and this is where the archaeologists reportedly stopped and just stared for a second, cleaning near her other hip, they found bones from a third baby still inside her body, which meant no one, not even her, had known she was carrying triplets. She died at around 40 years old, unusually old for a Romano-British mother, probably in good health right up until labor started early. No doctor, no midwife recorded at the scene, just her, alone, facing something her body had zero chance of surviving without help. This is now recognized as the first confirmed case of triplets anywhere in the archaeological record on Earth. We only know about it because all 4 of them died together on the same day 2,000 years ago. Heavy start, I know, but it sets up exactly why triplets in the ancient world weren't just rare, they were genuinely one of the most dangerous things that could happen to a mother.
Here's the thing modern parents don't have to think about. You know how many babies are coming. You get an ultrasound, you get weeks, sometimes months to prepare, panic, buy furniture, argue about names. Ancient women got none of that. No scan, no warning, sometimes not even a clue until the second, or in the Baldock woman's case, the third baby showed up mid-labor like an incredibly unwelcome surprise guest. And multiple births dramatically increase the odds of complications. Breech positioning, exhaustion, blood loss, babies competing for the same limited space and oxygen supply. Without modern intervention, a straightforward single birth was already risky enough in the ancient world. Triplets multiplied that risk by 3. Now, let's say, hypothetically, a mother and all 3 babies actually survived the birth. Incredible. Miracle-level odds beaten. Unfortunately, that's not where the difficulty ends, because now she has to feed 3 infants. In most traditional and hunter-gatherer societies, breastfeeding wasn't just the healthy option, it was the only option. No formula, no bottles, no 24-hour grocery store. A mother's body could reliably support 1 baby at a time, sometimes 2 if she was strong and food was plentiful. 3 was pushing biology to its absolute limit. And in nomadic groups, there was another brutal factor: mobility. Many hunter-gatherer communities moved constantly, following food and water. A mother could usually manage carrying 1 infant while walking, foraging, and working. 2 was hard. 3 was frankly close to physically impossible for 1 person, day after day, for years. So here's the part of this story that's genuinely difficult to hear, but it's real anthropological record, not speculation. In a number of documented hunter-gatherer and traditional societies, when a mother had twins, or in even rarer cases, triplets, and the group simply couldn't support feeding and carrying all of them, a heartbreaking decision was sometimes made. 1 or occasionally 2 of the infants would not be raised. Anthropologists who've spent years living with hunter-gatherer communities have documented mothers explaining this decision through tears, not indifference, describing it as an impossible choice between letting a newborn go or risking the survival of an already nursing older child. It wasn't cruelty, it was brutal, unforgiving survival math in a world with zero safety net. To be fair to history, though, this wasn't universal, and researchers actually debate how common it really was. Some anthropologists who studied groups like the San people of southern Africa found that many communities had no memory or practice of this at all, and that twins were sometimes seen as a genuine blessing rather than a burden. So this darker outcome existed, but it wasn't the only outcome.
Because here's the more hopeful side of this story. A lot of ancient and traditional societies found a workaround, and it's honestly kind of beautiful. It's called alloparenting, a fancy word for the whole community helps raise the kids. In many traditional cultures, other nursing mothers in the group would step in and breastfeed a friend's extra baby, sharing the physical load between multiple women instead of leaving it entirely on one person's body. Basically, prehistoric group childcare. No apps, no daycare centers, just other moms going, hand her over, I've got milk to spare, and quietly saving a baby's life in the process. And culturally, multiples weren't always seen as a crisis. Some societies genuinely viewed twins and triplets as sacred, lucky, or spiritually significant, special enough to be celebrated with their own rituals and honored status, rather than feared as an unmanageable burden. So the honest answer is it went both ways. Sometimes tragedy, sometimes an entire village rallying around one exhausted mother to make sure all her babies made it. Ancient life really did contain both extremes. Fast forward to today. Modern triplet parents still describe it as complete sleepless chaos. Diaper Olympics, feeding schedules that never end, strangers in grocery stores asking, "Are they all yours?" like it's the most shocking thing they've ever witnessed. But here's the difference. Modern triplets have an entire medical system standing behind them. Ultrasounds that see them coming months in advance. Surgeons ready for complications. Incubators for early arrivals. Formula for when breastfeeding 3 babies at once is, understandably, not physically possible. Every viral triplet gender reveal video, every you better buy a lottery ticket joke, every exhausted but thriving modern triplet family, all of it exists because of centuries of medical progress built specifically to solve the exact problem that 2,000 years ago killed a woman and her 3 babies in a field in Roman Britain, with absolutely nobody around to help.
So the next time you see triplets causing chaos in a shopping cart, or 3 car seats crammed into the back of a minivan, remember, that chaos is actually a happy ending. A happy ending that for most of human history simply wasn't possible. The Baldock woman didn't get that ending. But every triplet born today, safely, exhausted parents and all, quietly carries the outcome she never got the chance to have. Do drop your comments, like and subscribe. See you on the next one.